Good evening and welcome to Anime-Zing Radio here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm your host, Doug Engler. Joining me in the co-host seats, as always, are our good friends, Miss Angela Rose.
Hi, everyone.
Mr. Darren Starling.
Yellow.
And Kaya Tianu.
Hello.
And tonight we are honored by an awesome guest, somebody that is no stranger to the show. He has become a fixture on the show throughout the years.
I am. You need a model of me to put with your other anime characters on the
Jay Mooers is back, and you've got something awesome going on that you wanted to talk about. So we're really excited to have you on and help you talk about Fae Courts.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Tired. It's been a long weekend.
It has been a very long weekend, and it's actually been hot here, and I was planning some outdoor fall activities because I don't handle the heat well, and I still did them, but I was doing them in like 85, 90 degree sun, so I am baked.
Yep. And hello to John and Ross in the chat. Good to see you both.
Hello.
And for those of you who have been following, my wife had her first bodybuilding competition yesterday. She finished fourth in both divisions that she competed in, so she took home some medals.
Sweet.
Very nice.
He's been on. It hasn't been 3 years since last time Jay was on.
I don't think so, but
Yeah, I was last. Did you have your anniversary episode end of last year?
in April.
Yeah, in April.
In April. Yep. So I was there.
Yes.
It was the one where I was on the same time as Jason Moulton.
Yep.
Including his horror convention.
I was gonna say we had the epicness of J&J.
That's right. It's like in stereo.
Yep. I wonder if it was the first time was 3 years ago.
No, Jay's been coming on the show for
back when it was in black and white, and we didn't have film, so we actually had to draw our characters and try to animate them. On
kind of like
stone.
Darren does now.
Kind of like Darren does now. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then today I went to Animate Philadelphia. So went straight from a bodybuilding competition where I felt so out of place to an anime convention where I felt at home. So good way to wrap up a vacation. And then tonight, of course, we have the great Jay Mooers joining us. And Jay, tell everybody a little bit about what you've got going on.
Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know, and I think most of your viewers know because they've seen me many times. I'm a writer, an artist, and also now a game designer. And I am in the process on my Kickstarter right now of trying to launch my new game called Fae Courts, which is essentially, and there it is. Fae Courts is a miniature skirmish game that's in the same ilk as my RPG Fae. Instead of like having a party of adventurers playing a troop of monsters, each player makes their own troop of monsters, and you're in competition with other troops trying to accomplish things on the board. But if you play one, you'll find a lot of similarities in how you roll the dice and such in the other. But it's a miniature skirmish game that is designed to be easy to pick up, just like the Fae RPG is. I can teach someone to play this game in a couple of minutes, and then as you play it over and over again, you start unlocking the real strategies of the game. It's one of those kind of games where it's very simple to pick up and start playing, and it grows from there. Like you start realizing like what you can really use the abilities for, and how to build your characters for different kinds of strategies. But it's a unique RPG. I brought it to Nova this past summer. I think we ran 300 or 400 demos through the course of the convention. Almost everybody put their name on the mailing list for the Kickstarter, which was awesome. General consensus from people is it's very easy to pick up, and it has some very unique mechanics that are not traditional in other tabletop games. One of the cool things about it is that you don't need 4 to 5 hours to play a session. You could sit down on a regular board game 1 hour window and play a whole game. I mean, you can play it longer, of course, but it's designed that you can just by your model count on the board, you can either play a quick game or a epic battle if you choose.
That's really cool. And I know that we had fun playing Faye here on the show. That was probably 3 years ago.
That was probably about 3 years ago. Yeah, it was during the first year of the game being out. It's been out for 4 years now. So
that would make sense, and that was a fun time.
And that was when I had beginner's luck to the epic proportions. I ruined the game for Jay because I beat a boss that I shouldn't have because of a lucky roll.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Beginner's luck, and it made for a fun story.
It did,
and the fact that you remember it this many years later is actually just more proof of the awesomeness. Because that is why we play role-playing games.
Recently, I have a couple of campaigns going on of Faye. They're kind of my guinea pigs. I get to experiment with them on new things for the game. But in one of them, I threw something at the party that there's no way they could fight it. I was like, I need them to be I need to humble pie them, and they have to come up with a different strategy and get away, kind of a thing. That was the whole point. Is like they were going to go from hunting it to being hunted, and they were going to have to re-strategize. And then the impossible happened. An incredible crit was rolled, an ultra crit. They managed to basically it had this one stat that made it impossible to hit, and they ruined that stat just by dumb luck with the dice. And they were able to. There was no reason why they should have been able to fight it. Forget about kill it. But they managed to kill it in one round because they just rolled the ultimate combinations of dice, got the perfect situational crits on things, and they froze it in time, and they just started beating it and beating it and beating it. And I'm thinking, all right, if they don't get it to 0 hit points, when it comes to, they're screwed. But they managed to just barely knock it unconscious before it got a chance to act. And I'm I can't believe they freaking killed it. I just.
Yep, and those are the stories that stay with you for 5, 10, 20 years.
And not just that, that's what makes those games, so much fun. And the reason that people enjoy playing them is because you have the chance of it's like anime. It shouldn't happen, but it does.
And if you have the right group of people to play with, it's just so good.
Like Darren staying awake. It shouldn't happen, but it does.
Just got to check every once in a while. That's all.
Yeah, when we start going on about Pokemon and he doesn't respond, that's when we know he's really dead.
And a big hello to Ellie Tempest, who popped in on Twitch for a lurk. Oh, and thank you for tuning in. Ellie is probably himself streaming. So appreciate the lurk. And if you want to check out his channel, it's on twitch.com. It's ELLI_Tempest. And make sure you check his stream out. He plays a lot of awesome games. A lot of fun. It's a good, fun stream to check out. I visit when I can. So quick shout out to Ellie. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in, whether you're popped in the chat or not. Like I said, tonight our guest is Jay Mooers, a very talented writer, artist, and game creator. And tonight we're talking about this new game, Fey Courts, that's got a Kickstarter running. And I did pull it up briefly. We'll pull it up again so we can get a better look at what you have going on. It sounds like a really fun concept. Like you said, it's a little bit different from Fey, which we played on the show, because it's a bunch of mini games, you said?
Well,
Or
you're playing a group of essentially like a group of 8 characters. You're playing the group of characters, and then you can play it one player. There's one player situations, but typically you play it 2 players, and you each have your own troop, and you're trying to accomplish things on the board, and in the process screw over the other team because it's competition.
Miniatures, Doug.
Miniatures.
Okay.
Kind of like, but obviously not like Warhammer 40K.
Right.
Okay.
If you scroll down towards the end of the Kickstarter, there's actually photos of the miniatures that are available in the game. But you can use any miniatures you want. It's a game that you can take your D&D miniatures, your Warhammer miniatures, any that you want, and you just kind of work out the you just like make your own story for your group, you know. There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So those are essentially the characters for the that come in the starter pack on the Kickstarter. You have your Seelie Court, which are your fairies, elves, and nymphs, and you have your Unseelie Court, which are your trolls, goblins, and mogwais. So you got your smalls, your mediums, and your larges on both sides.
That's pretty cool. Love the figures. I love the designs on them.
Thank you. Yeah, I have them over here too. I brought them over here in case everyone wants to check them out on my little camera over here.
We'll give Jay the whole screen. So
there I am. And there's that's one of the trolls right there. It's one of my favorites. I love the 2-headed troll arguing with itself. And let's see, how about a mogwai? Let's go with the upside down mogwai carrying the turkey.
Turkey, nom 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 nom.
Yep.
It's really, really cool. And I Ross, I have to laugh.
See the goblin with the red hair? The lady goblin? There she is.
And Ross had a question in the chat asking, why does Kaya look like they in the famous Jesus, the Last Supper painting? We will show you what he's talking about.
Just artwork of me and my friends.
It's the Last Supper, only with cookies.
Yep.
Which sounds good to me. Wait. Cookies are at the dark side. Wait a minute.
Can't argue with cookies. I made a batch yesterday and they are gone.
You can't argue with them because they're gone. Yeah, it's true.
Granted, I made them for a birthday gathering, so the majority of them were consumed at said party.
Yep, I have a big old sack of cookie dough in my freezer, and every once in a while I'm just like, you know what? I finished dinner and I'm just throw like 4 of them or 6 of them on a tray and throw it in the oven.
We have
sitting down. And
like, I might have to grab one of those after the show. We had gotten them for my wife after she was done with her competition, but she had the whoopie pie instead. Then we had dinner.
No, I just bake everything from scratch. That's a thing I do.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
And this month is National Cookie Month, speaking of cookies.
John, every month for me is National Cookie Month.
And John Knight also says that today is Monica Rial's 50th birthday. She's the voice of Tanya in Saga of Tanya the Evil, Yukari Sendo in Rosario Vampire, Moa in Show by Rock, Mira Jane in Fairy Tale, and Momoko in Ghost Stories. Also Mei Rin in Black Butler, and so many other amazing roles.
I do not remember her character in Genlock, but
she was also Stocking in Penny and Stocking.
Monica Real has done a ton of things.
She has been a guest on our show a couple of times. A wonderfully sweet woman. Big happy birthday to her. I hope that she was able to celebrate it with friends and family and have a wonderful time. And it's been a bit since we've actually been able to chat. I feel bad because A, my work schedule is nuts. B, I know you've been doing a lot of traveling for the promotion of Faye, been hitting conventions all over New York, New England area. How have things been going?
Real good. So Faye obviously is continuing to grow. But of course, I fell in love with miniature games now that I'm in the gaming world. And I was like, this would work great as a miniature game. So I decided to make it a miniature game. But I also know that a lot of miniature games are like have a real steep learning curve. Like you think D&D requires a lot of learning before you can play. Try 40K or Malifaux or one of those other like extremely complicated miniature games. So I wanted one that, like Faye, you can sit down and teach someone to play it quickly. And I'm promoting it again. So I've been busy. I've had lots of conventions. I've been doing a lot of demoing of the new game, getting it ready for the Kickstarter, renovating parts of the house. It's lots of long days all the time.
Now, have you been doing demos at local game stores or no?
So I've done them at conventions. I have not. There are a couple nearby that I definitely want to get to this month during the Kickstarter. That's kind of part of my, like last week was launching the Kickstarter. This week, what I'm calling phase 2 is going to be visiting I have like a list of 4 or 5 different hobby shops that focus on miniature gaming and see if I can come in at a time and just show everyone the game and have them play it. And we'll just keep beating the drum till we get there.
And I want to pull the Kickstarter page back up for those of you who want to support Jay and the Faye Courts project. You can go to kickstarter.com and find Faye Forgotten /Faye/Courts. Looking at some of the things that you have here for, obviously support. You could start off with $1, $15 pledge. You get a digi rule book, so a PDF of all the rules.
Yep, it's really a very inexpensive way to get into the game. I mean, you could use your Monopoly pieces if you want. You can use meeples, you can use coins, but essentially you just need the rule book to be able to play the game. So,
and then you have 2 different $40 options I see here: a digi rule book plus minis.
Yep, which would be the 3D files of the minis, so you can print them on your own.
And then you also have the basic box of shenanigans,
which is the physical book, tokens, area of effect chains, and terrain and event cards, which are all, things you can use on the table.
And then for $100 pledge, just the monsters, please.
Yep. If there are people that just collect miniatures, so if they're not interested in the game, they just want the miniatures, that's a tier where you get sent the 16 miniatures. And knowing that typically a miniature itself costs about $10, getting 16 for 100 is, in the grand scheme of things, is definitely
a great deal
option. Yep.
And then for $120, a box of Monsters and Mayhem.
Right. That is basically
all the things.
That's all the stuff you get. Basically, you're getting the physical game plus the miniatures. So essentially, if it's $40 for the game, you're paying $80 for the miniatures if you're going in with that bundle.
Awesome. And then you have the 150 pledge legendary Fey box.
Yep. Which then adds more stuff with the legendary Fey box. It also includes the Simon Mini rulers, because you measure how far the pieces go. So I'm having some Fey quartz rulers made for it.
And dice.
And dice, yep.
Because who doesn't like more dice?
And I got some beautiful colors. I'm very excited. My It's Getting Dicey folks, they're at a lot of the conventions we all go to around here. They actually provided my dice, and they got me some real beautiful colors for the new sets.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
amazing. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And we have all the Fey for 300.
Yes, that is basically Fey Quartz and the Fey RPG. You get all the Fey Quartz stuff, and then you also get the Fey rulebook, the player's guide, the first expansion for the game. So it's a whole box full of monsters.
And if you give him 500, he'll make you a character.
So I am going to be offering. You can hire. I have a couple of pro painters that will paint your minis for you if you don't want to do it yourself and you want to have them look really beautiful. There will be that option, and there will be some of the original artwork popping up at some point in the future here as well. And then there's, of course, stretch goals if we get to those things, which you can see a couple of them there.
So let's get him to the stretch goals. I want to see him be able to create this and bring it to life. I can say from experience that Fey was a lot of fun to play. And I'm not really a tabletop RPG person, but I had a lot of fun playing it.
No, that's my jam.
Yeah. But when you have somebody who's like as casual and new to the genre as I am, and I can say it was fun, easy to play, and
I've found the same thing with the mini game. We did a gauntlet. It was a whole weekend. I had 12 people, and I gave them all the rules ahead of time, and I said, find a way to break it and come in and break it. Because I wanted to stress test it, and I wanted. So half my people that were playing were veterans of all kinds of mini games. And the other half were either novice or had never played a mini game before. And we all worked together, and it as they were playing, they unlocked new strategies, but it wasn't just the diehard gamers. The people that didn't know what they were doing were realizing, oh, I can do this. And yes, you can. Oh, okay. And so they rebuild their teams and do those things.
See, knowing that you are local-ish to me, I'm tempted to see if I can convince you to show up at a game store where I get a bunch of my friends also to show up, and we spend a couple hours playing this game to see just what happens.
Okay.
Because I'm convinced a couple of friends of I have friends who I joke.
You have friends.
Shut up.
I didn't
There's
go
a
there.
couple of friends that I game with that the running joke is if you want something broken, give it to them to play with.
So I have a couple of people that they were my original Fey play testers, and they're still trying to they still play. They're in some of my campaigns, and they're still trying to break things when they play.
And from the chat, Ross says, question, was it hard to come up with the concept of your game or create it physically?
So the concept kind of fell in my lap. I already created the world for the RPG, and then it just kind of slipped right into why not play a whole troop of monsters instead of one member of a troop of monsters? Then creating, so I went from indie comics, which are very easy to create. The production process is minimal compared to other things. You have your writer, your artist, and in my case, I was both of those things. But then you're essentially paying for printing of a stapled book, and then if you do a bunch of them, then you put it into a trade book. It's not too bad. Then I went to an RPG, so you have your books, you have your dice. You have to produce adventures for it and things like that. So all different kinds of books. Then of course I had dice trays, game master screens, and then I started making minis for it just for fun. You know, like you don't need minis for a game like Fae, but people like them, so there they are. And since I had these minis staring at me, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to play a game with these. Oh, it would be kind of cool to just have a whole bunch of Fae minis. But what are you going to really do with them? You don't really need them to play the game. I'm like, but if I make a game where you do need them, now I have a reason to make them. And that's exactly what I did. And then my friend Manny, who has been one of my original playtesters, I think you've met him before, Doug.
Possibly.
He's come and done some of the conventions with me when my wife wasn't available. But he's a longtime veteran of miniature games. He worked for a couple of the big companies. He's run events at massive shows and stuff like that for 40K and stuff like that. He's very familiar with miniature games. So I brought him on board and I said, all right, I need you to help me make this miniature game. And so he and I sat down and we essentially, you remember what the Fae character sheets look like, right?
Yes.
Vaguely anyway. So this is a character card. Instead of in Fae Courts, instead of character sheets, you have character cards. And this is the Two-Headed Trolls character card right here. So all the information you need for your character is right there. Simplified. And then in the rule book, it actually gives you, this is not the final rule book, but it gives you, there we go. This is a breakdown of a sheet and exactly what each thing on the sheet could possibly be and what it means. So it's like it spells out everything on the character sheet for you. Makes it very easy to just look at it and be like, okay, this does that and that does that. Okay, cool. But if like I said, if you play Fae before, Fae Courts is very much, it feels the same way. You're still trying to roll over your opponent's numbers or under your own. And by rolling the exact number, that's how crits happen, just like in Fae.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now was it a different process to create the minis for this game, or was that just kind of some of the fun to go along with what you've already been doing?
Oh, the minis are fun. So I had a 3D designer that a couple of people I was kind of talking to, and I did a little bit of work with before. But I never felt really like, I think there was a language barrier. I'd be trying to explain what I wanted or they'd be demanding answers at like 2 a.m. Like my phone would start blowing up and I'm like, what do you know? Like, you know, there were some weird things going on. And then I found this guy, Sam Elliott, who is out of the UK. He's my mini designer now. He loves Fae. And he loved it. I told him, like, I want you to make minis you want to make. I want you to design them. Like, I'll give you the races I want. And then you just, like, here's illustration examples. Do it your way, you know. And he had so much fun with it. He's actually very excited for the Kickstarter. And he's very eager for the stretch goals. And then to get into, we're going to have all kinds of different factions. And we'll be releasing box sets of different factions and stuff like that all fit into the lore. I've been writing a lot of lore lately for both Fae and Fae Courts. Inevitably, that's what happens. You create a game system, people start playing it, and you start writing, like really filling in the details of the world. And you keep unlocking new doors and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What we need to do is we need to get Kaya and Angela and you together, and you could have the two of them face off. Since you're both in the Boston area.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm totally down for that. There's on the Kickstarter, there's actually at the very last thing I think on the Kickstarter page is a video of a game session I played shortly before launching the Kickstarter, so people can see like the whole process of an actual game of Fae Courts. And of course I lost because I don't think I've ever won a game of Fae Courts, which is kind of funny.
So we set something up at a game store, and then I bring my laptop, and we do a lot, and we live stream it.
That sounds great.
I'm for it.
Because why not? Because why not?
Because why not? Exactly.
Then we get you guys live streaming everything.
This is kind of the thing is, I know people everywhere, almost literally.
Now, if there was a way
Just
to
gotta-
make it, if there was a way to make it virtually, we could get Kai to play with a bunch of VTubers.
So it would be tough with a miniature skirmish game to play it virtually. There's a lot of hands-on the board kind of things. I mean,
But
I guess you could set up a digital map and just have like icons of the characters on it, but
I
then
was-
it doesn't feel the same way. you know?
No, it's a very different thing, but
Right.
I assume you could do something silly on Tabletop Sim or
Yeah,
Tabletop
yeah, you definitely
Simulator.
I was
Or
thinking that.
I feel like using Roll20 or any of the virtual tabletops, then that almost defeats the purpose. Because then we'd just be playing the RPG.
Right.
That's
Not
what I
that
was
there's anything
thinking
wrong with
was,
playing the RPG.
No,
Uh,
I'm not saying that is a bad thing, just it takes
well, that's where I was
Makes-
leaning was, could we get, some of the VTubers that we know together to, play Fae in an RPG setting and see what kind of interest you'd get that way.
I know enough content creators where I could potentially, schedules notwithstanding, get a group together that would willingly do it, if nothing else, a one shot.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it now. Get in the chopper.
but that
And then we'll
would-
try to get Darren up here to play too. I mean, Darren's already come up and surprised me with a visit a couple weeks ago. So
He was just like, you open your door heading to work, and he's like sitting on your porch in the shadows.
Just about.
just in all honesty, just
All right.
about. I was actually in a hotel waiting for my return train, and he messages me and goes, "Are you going to be around tomorrow?" I'm like, "I should be around tomorrow afternoon, evening." He goes, "Because I'm coming up to Pennsylvania to pick up some equipment. I was wondering if I could spend the night." And I'm like, "Well, let me ask the wife." And she's like, "We don't want him turning around driving up here after working all day, buying the equipment, and then having to drive back." So we're like, "Yeah, come over and you can stay here." And
She just said the beginning of that, just that we don't want him. Way to fill in the blanks there, Doug.
So I'll ask a quasi. John Knight in the chat says, "Did anyone watch the Spy Family season 3 premiered?" I did not. I can't talk for anybody else.
I did
No.
not, because of what I had going on this weekend. I literally got home, I think, tonight about a little after 6. Otherwise, we have been go all weekend.
I was dropping off a pressure washer at the store, or my pressure washer, and then having to help him make sure he knew how to use it. And got home around 6:30 myself.
I will say, John, I watched the My Hero Academia final season, episode 1, and that's all the anime I've watched this past week.
I was watching Dusk Beyond the End of the World before we came on.
Yeah, occasionally we watch anime. You know.
Yeah, we're not Joey yet, but we're close.
I mean, I've got 18 shows to try to figure out where they're airing and stuff. I've caught a little bit of stuff, but
Ross, I hate spoilers more than most people I know, so I promise no spoilers.
But in episode 1, I have no idea what
nope.
happens because I'm not watching.
Exactly.
Nope, I will promise no spoilers, other than it picks up exactly where last season left off. Literally.
Well,
But no, Spy Family is one we several of us watched together, and this past weekend just did not happen because of work schedules. So we're gonna be a week behind, and that's okay.
We're planning on watching Spy Family 3 season 3 episode 1 probably tomorrow, because the train that I'm scheduled on this week went out today. My vacation ends at midnight, so I will be going out on that Wednesday, which means, unfortunately, the way the scheduling is falling on that, I will not be here next week for the show. So you're going to have Angela, Darren, and Kaya controlling things, and who knows what'll happen. Although I feel like I could get somebody on the show that Angela would click with pretty well.
Besides me?
Besides you, another
I'm gonna say
another
Does Angela
tabletop
not get
game
along
player.
well with anybody?
Well, it all depends on if you say that you're from Boston and it's Plymouth.
oh god, that Jay. For context, we were up at a convention in Vermont, and they said they're from Boston, and I said which town because I know how that works.
Yep.
And then they tried to convince me Plymouth was Boston.
I think we had the discussion last time I was on.
And I would not be
But
surprised.
yes.
And my reaction, I very much just went off on this.
Yep.
And we still harass her to this day,
Yep.
like good friends would.
So I'm just gonna tell people I'm basically from Plymouth. Basically.
I'm from Cape Cod.
I don't.
Basically.
I do not-
that. And I'm from Holly Springs.
I tell people you're from Raleigh.
Yeah, well, close enough, because that's the only place around here that people would even recognize. I don't think many people know how to pronounce Fuquay Varina.
I mispronounced Fuquay Saturday because one of the girls in the competition for the bodybuilding competition was from Raleigh. She flew all the way up for this competition.
Oh, wow. Well, about to say, a lot of people from out of town are like, Fuquay, can you spell that? F-U... Okay, I'm going to need you to stop there.
Yeah, you should start off with F-U and people get the wrong idea.
Exactly.
And Kaya's at the last supper of cookies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to see with that picture, Kaya.
I need some kind of background.
So you
My
said that's
background
your,
is kind of lame.
you said that's your friends
Well,
in the
hey, at least-
background, Kaya. Who all do you have around you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Where'd the cookies go? I'm sorry. I've lost interest now.
We're right
Oh,
there,
yeah,
right on the table. They got
Oh, cookies on the table there, yeah.
Yep, person
pie.
red sass. Then middle one's Kristara, the Zelmus, Mary, and then me. I don't remember the name of the person that's in blue, but it's one of Sass' friends. All people I talked with.
Cool.
But at least y'all have a background.
You know, mine is y'all get to see my living room, and
Roberto.
I mean, I give you a tour. You know. Ooh.
well, I like to leave Anya in the frame because that just amuses me. But on the back wall, what you can't see is Fenway Park and a colored pencil sketch of the 2004 Red Sox World Series champions.
But if you're, yeah, that's like one of the best baseball teams Plymouth has ever had.
Go Plymouth Red Sox, you know.
Pretty much.
Speaking on that note,
She's trying to get back into.
no, I've given up.
She's trying to process that and be like, do I rebuttal again? Do I produce a
No, I
rebuttal
was just
against
kidding.
that, or
I
do
was just
shut
gonna.
up?
I was just going to share an update on the football game, but there's no score.
No score, 0-0. I have it on
Yep.
another tab.
That's not a very good update.
I was hoping that the Bills would have scored.
I
Are you in the first quarter, second quarter?
first quarter.
Yeah, the game started 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
7 minutes
Oh,
left
so
in the
that
first
was
quarter, and the Bills are
7 minutes.
driving. Bills just got another first down. They're in Patriots territory.
No, let's do that. Let's press a button on my phone. No, it's a 3rd and 10.
I just clicked at Peacock, which has the game on live, and no, false start. Okay, on Buffalo.
I might be. I don't know. I have the ESPN app on my phone, and I'm pressing buttons.
That'd be an interesting, like, if you guys did like a live stream of sports commentary, and you're both watching the game from different time points while talking and arguing with each other the whole time about.
The thing is, we agree on this. We agree on this one.
Yes.
Oh, it's just funny that you're both seeing it at different times. So you're like, oh, first down. No, it's
Yeah, because I have the internet delay of Peacock for the game, and
ESPN seems to be on some level of delay depending on where the game is being broadcast.
And I forgot to send Smack Talk over to our good friend Pop Girl, who lives in the UK but is a Bills fan.
the Plymouth Bills.
The
Buffalo Bills. It's the Plymouth Patriots. Get
Plymouth
it right.
Patriots and the Boston
Sorry,
Bills. The Boston
Do it.
Bills.
I used to pay Boston Bills.
Angela still does.
Thanks for reminding me about my bills.
Don't forget the Bills.
Looking at the chat, Ross says, I had to watch late at night on Friday because he was busy during the day. But when he did watch before bedtime, he got to watch the 2 incredible, awesome simul-dub episode premiere of May I Ask for One Final Request. It was awesome, Angela, when she has a chance. Or Angela, when she has a chance, should watch it. Ross guarantees that you'll like it. And he says that I would like it too when I have a chance as well.
See,
So I'm left out of this equation.
I feel
Me too.
based
Me too,
on Darren, based on the description, I feel like it's more of a you two show, not me.
Which one was it again?
May I ask for one final request?
Oh yeah, no, that's wrong one. I was thinking of a different one.
That I did not have that one written down at all.
Oh yes, I think I saw someone was posting screenshots from that, and yeah,
the description of it made me kind of get
cringe.
not cringe, just meh.
I think of the 18 shows I've written down, I have started 4 of them. Which shows you how far behind I am.
Well,
Well,
about what I got is we haven't picked out new shows yet. We only have the 2 continuations.
And Ross says he promises it's an Angela show.
okay, and how many times has Ross been right in this case?
Actually, he was right about a couple for Angela.
Okay, but on the grand scale, how many?
More right than wrong, but closer to
Borderline.
I'll give it a 60%.
Yeah, so the
Better than
odds, are,
Weathermen. There you go.
the odds are in his favor. First day.
Better than politicians. Better than.
I will
Better
give
than
him.
winning the lottery.
I'll give him credit. The one that I watched, the one that he picked out for me, that I watched mostly to spite Doug, because Doug was trying to convince me to watch Vending Machine. That one I absolutely loved.
My Happy Marriage.
Yep.
Vending Machine season 2 was okay. I was happy it still had a storyline and a direction it was going, but
But like Dress Up Darling, it was just kind of expected.
yeah,
I read.
Dress Up Darling season 2 was good, but Call of the Night season 2 was better. All I'm
Agreed.
saying. That's all I'm saying on that.
You know what? I can't even argue with that because I didn't like Call of the Night at all. I couldn't get past like 2 episodes.
I feel like
And
if you just like jump in at like episode 7 and go from there, I think you'll really enjoy it.
agreed.
A good friend of mine who actually did watch it and enjoy it, told me the writing doesn't get any better. So,
I
and
disagree.
for me that's the deal breaker.
Did they watch season 2?
I don't know.
Okay, because that's the difference right there. Honestly,
They
you
did
could
tell
watch
me they
the
read.
last. Go ahead.
They did tell me they read the entirety of the manga.
Okay, well that's different.
So, but I You know
But
what?
was it a faithful adaptation? Who knows?
I don't. All I got is all of the things Doug said trying to sell me on it were accurate. It was absolutely gorgeous. The music was fantastic. The writing was bad. The things that I didn't like about it were the things that made it a deal breaker for me.
And Ross, you'll be proud. I think you watched 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. I did pick up a figure from it today. Maybe Jay can implement this somehow in his game.
Of course.
What, purple hair?
Purple hair, the wings, a nice little outfit.
Hey, you can wear whatever you want. In Faye, we had during one of our recent campaigns, they stumbled on a group of nymphs, and once the nymphs realized they were no threat, like the first thing they did was they do what nymphs do. They walk around absolutely naked, and the party was like, ugh. I'm like, they're nymphs. They believe that they're the most beautiful thing in the world, and it would just be a crime to cover that up. So they walk around naked. Get over it.
And I know we've touched on it before, but I also know we have new people who have been checking out the show recently. Tell everybody how you came up with Faye, the concept for Faye, the world of Faye, and I know it started with comics. What was the inspiration that gave birth to the whole Faye universe?
So I've always loved stories about things going bump in the night. I loved Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, any dark fantasy. I'm a big fan of funny and evil mixed together, and games that are like that. I always enjoy. There was a game. What was it called? Video game called. Was it Overlord? Where you play a character and you command your minions to do things. So you'd like have hundreds of these little characters, and you're like, "You guys go do this. You guys go do that," and like just sending them out in the field to do things. I think that's what it was called. But anyway, like stuff like that. Like there's just I like the ridiculousness of comedic evil. And I started creating this world, like you said, for a comic series, and I had too many story ideas. It takes a long time to tell a story in a comic, especially when you're the writer and the artist. And I had so many story ideas. As answer John's question with Overlord, I actually beat the game, and I even beat the sequel game, Overlord 2, which was not as good as Overlord, but I still I think I unlocked all the wives, I believe you can get in the game too. It was one of those games I definitely picked apart and got everything. So I created this world for the comic series, and then with all these story ideas, I thought, I would like to tell these stories with people. Like it's very lonely, like sitting in my art studio and just drawing and writing. You know, you go to a convention, that's when you see people and you hand them the book, and then you're alone again. And I'm like, I like being part of. I used to do theater, so I like being in a, you know, with a group. I like doing stuff with a group. I feel like there's energy there that you don't get when you're sitting there by yourself doing something. So I took this world I created and I was like, how cool would it be to play the monsters? I mean, I could make another fantasy setting RPG. There are lots of them. But I was like, I want one where you actually play the monsters, and the twist will be you playing the monsters in the modern day world. And the fun part is you do not know modern technology. You don't know how to read. You don't like all these things. Like you're going out there thinking humans are like cattle. And unfortunately, your experience with technology ended around the end of the Dark Ages. So when you step into a world that has guns and cell phones and drones and like you're a fish out of water, and it's extra hilarious when you're playing something that plans on eating everybody and being like a monster, and you're suddenly thrown into a situation where you are being hunted and you are running. It just adds to the hijinks of it. So that I created the RPG so that I could tell all kinds of stories, and then other people could tell stories. And we, instead of just reading the story, people get to live the stories. And I found that such a stronger thing than just reading a comic about a story. And then, of course, now it's turning into a miniature version where you actually create your own troop of monsters. Instead of playing one monster, you're playing a collection of them, a gaggle of monsters, a murder of monsters, whatever. But it's the same kind of thing where like you are running around, just having a mischievous time with your troop. And yeah, Ross has asked, "Oh, theater favorite story adaptation."
Yep.
Oh, I've done so much theater. I used to do, I don't know, 15 shows a year back in the day. I don't know how I fit it all in there. A favorite story adaptation. I go through moods.
I was gonna say that's a tough one because
I really go through
love
moods. Oddly enough, this weekend, the whole time I was working on rebuilding the deck in the back of the house, I had songs from the Mikado, of all things, stuck in my head. And I don't know why. I don't know where it came from, but my phone was listening because I just got a recommendation on my YouTube station to watch highlights from Mikado things. I'm like, why is this here? What? And I was never even in the Mikado. But yeah,
give me a good Shakespeare adaptation, and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say it's better than having K-pop Demon Hunter songs stuck in your head.
I have not seen that yet, but I'm sure I will at some point.
Especially having young ones around. My daughter got me to watch that for the first time on Thursday night. We had a family movie night.
Cool.
It wasn't bad. Some of the songs are catchy. But I had to poke fun at it. Conventions now, everywhere you look, there was K-pop Demon Hunter artwork and stuff. Also really popular because of who was at the convention. You had a ton of Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel art, which Has Been Hotel season 2 is coming up at the end of the month, if I remember correctly. So that's a big thing right now.
We brought up Overlord the game, but John Knight says, Jay, have you watched Overlord the anime?
Is it an adaptation of the game?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because if it was, I would definitely kind of at least take a peek for nostalgia's sake to see if.
The first episode starts with the protagonist stuck in a video game.
He's a developer. No, wait. Overlord was the one that was gonna I remember. He was logged in. The server was about to shut down. He was wondering what would happen if he stayed logged in. And that's exactly what he did. And now he's stuck in the game.
Okay, so that's not the premise of the game itself.
No.
But no,
And then-
I have obviously,
But-
John. I have not seen it. But it shares the
And
name of the game I definitely had a lot of fun with back in the day. Probably does
Doug-
not hold up to this day, but it was fun then.
Doug Ross says Footloose is better than K-pop.
I will take your word on that. I don't know if I've seen Footloose.
I've seen parts of the movie and the song, and the song is the title track is catchy as all heck.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but I don't know
Oh.
that I've actually watched Footloose. I haven't really watched a ton when it comes to movies.
Really?
Likewise.
Like I watched a lot of I can't say a lot of old school movies, but when growing up, movies I watched were like Burt Reynolds stuff, Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, Stroker Race, or Police Academy, stuff like that. But like I never watched Star Trek never watched Star Wars, never watched. I did not see the movie Grease until I think I was in my early 20s. I knew every song from it, but I had just never seen it. Movies, just never were a big interest to me. I was more of watching sports or doing things with friends.
For me, going to the movies was a thing I did with friends for
Me too.
a long time.
Yep.
And for Angela, a update on the game: Bills fumble, Patriots recover.
And there's still no score with under 2 minutes to go in the first.
But the Bills fumbled in the red zone, in the their own red zone. So Patriots have the ball
And incomplete
somewhere between the
third,
20 and the goal line.
it's 3rd and 11. They're gonna have to punt it.
For the Patriots?
There's no way,
Patriots have the ball
Yeah,
at the 11-yard line.
and it's 3rd down.
Interesting how different the game is right then.
I have what just happened was an incomplete, and it's 3rd and 11 on the Buffalo 12.
Okay. Then yeah, you are ahead of where Peacock is.
And there's 1:03 to go in the first.
Because they just ran their first down play for a loss of 1.
Yeah, that was 3 plays ago because 4th and 11 was in. It's now 4th and 11. I don't know if they're going to go for it or not, but it was another incomplete.
And Angela, I thought you said you're big on no spoilers. You're spoiling this for Doug right now.
When it comes to anime, sports is different.
Okay.
I also know that Doug doesn't care because we're watching the same game on different broadcasts.
Yeah. I just kind of have it up. It's like, okay, after the show, I'm probably going to watch the end of the game to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sports ball. Yay.
Go
Yeah,
sports, go.
exactly.
And Kaya has the cookie tray back for you, Jay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, if we could just figure out a way where we could have him do a little icon where a cookie flies off the screen and
Try to
into
go get one.
the
I'm gonna
hand
reach
of other
over there and
people.
take one. Let me go get one of those cookies over there. Excuse me, everybody.
Eh.
Oh, you coming to join the podcast? Right,
What you got to do in a case like that, Kai, is when you see somebody move their hand over to go grab it, you just take the table and move the whole table towards that side. Make it look like you grabbed the table instead.
Speaking of classics of the past, one book that was weird for this is coming from Ross. One book that was weird for me to read in English back in junior high was The Outsiders, about po' boy never made sense to me about their situation. I never actually had to read The Outsiders.
Neither did I.
Nope.
I've read a lot. What you don't see is my overfilled bookcase. I've read
Kaya,
a
do you have
lot.
any questions for Jay? I think this is the first time that you've got to meet Jay.
No, not
And you
really.
brought cookies.
I did bring cookies.
Nom, 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 nom. And I brought a sleepy dog.
I have a sleepy Eins on the couch beside me. Last I heard, the kitten Nanachi, who missed us terribly, was up drooling on my wife while she's in bed, and I think Haru is sleeping with Evie. So
Each human has a cat.
pretty much, and it's like, okay, and it's funny because the oldest cat is with the youngest person, both female. The boy is with me, and the youngest cat, that's a female, is lying with my wife. So
Yeah.
I
I told Eins he and I need to stick together because we're both outnumbered 2-1 in our respective species.
all I can say is cats definitely choose who their
Speaking of-
humans are.
Speaking of
Yep.
which, I had an interesting experience with his cats while I was there. I go upstairs to use the bathroom, and there's a cat in my sink. There's a kitten in my sink. And she looks at me like, "What are you doing here?"
She does what she wants.
Never had that happen before, but then again, I've never had an inside cat.
But knowing that cats choose the people that they want, who does Kaya choose?
And Ross wants to know, Kaya, the drink next to the cookies, is it lemonade?
It's tea.
More
Tea and
practical.
cookies. If he was in the UK, it'd be tea and crumpets.
Always tea.
Uh,
Hard
tea
iced
and scones. Tea and
scone.
scones is delightful.
Oh, come here.
Oh, look at the doggo.
Yeah. He's waiting for Daddy to go to bed. He's so used to this. I've been doing so many podcasts. He's like, "Oh, it's podcast time." Okay.
Now, you said that you've been playtesting this for a while. Do you have any more events coming up the rest of this year where people that are interested could check you out? Or
I have one more convention this year. In November, I'll be up at Saratoga for their fall show. I had a show that was a game convention that was scheduled for the middle of October, which was going to be perfect with the Kickstarter going. But they ended up canceling that show. So there are no shows this October. So I have the one in November, and then I start up again in February next year.
if you are interested in traveling out to my neck of the woods, there is a convention coming up in May called Thy Geekdom Con that I think would be perfect for your game.
Okay.
It's an anime, gaming, and collectibles convention.
Okay.
The dates
Yeah,
are
I'm looking to expand. I've only thing I've done so far for next year is book like the ones that I go to every year. I haven't like delved into the other ones. I think we were talking earlier. I'm planning on doing PAX East next year, and possibly Unplugged. And I'd love to get out to Gen Con, but I think all three of them in 1 year might be a little overwhelming for me. On top of everything else.
yeah.
Once I have a team in place, then it won't be as tough. But when it's mostly just me, it can be a lot.
Oh, understandable. I do know that there's multiple events that happen near me. So, and I just learned of a new store that would be like right up everybody's alley here called Gamers Heaven, which you go in, they have like a manga library, do a lot of tabletop gaming. There's gacha. They got a little bit of everything. I met somebody from Anki Expo earlier today at there, and that's like 45 minutes from me. So if you were able to come out for an event or something, came up a day early, could probably set something up for gameplay there or something.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll talk. We'll see what we can fit in.
Oh yeah. Plus, it'd just be great to hang out with you again because it's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
For those who don't know, my wife and I used to hang out with Jay and his wife and have game nights at their house when we lived in Mass.
Yeah.
In fact, it was on my wife's birthday on the way to your house. I made her cry.
Uh-oh.
She'd been wanting to see Evanescence for like 17 years, and I surprised her with tickets.
We were at the same show.
As was Angela.
I was going to say, was that the one with Lindsay Sterling?
Yes.
Yep.
I was there
I'm
too.
sorry. As much as I love Evanescence, Lindsay Sterling she was the opening act, and she stole that concert.
I will 100% agree with that.
Yep.
No,
she was such a performer. Like the stuff
I
they were doing on stage.
absolutely loved it.
Yep.
Yeah, it was an amazing show. Yeah, you know,
that's funny that I don't think I knew you were there too.
I mean, we didn't really know each other, so.
No,
Yeah.
but Doug and I had talked about that at the time. I had so many other friends who were there.
No, been hilarious if we were sitting right next to each other.
Oh God, that would have been.
Could have happened.
That is entirely possible.
There were a lot of people there, though.
The wife and I were in the grass area up top, outside of the cover.
I was front row of the middle section, like where the aisle goes across, so I didn't have anyone directly in front of us.
No, we were in like the middle of a row, in one of the undercover sections.
John Knight in the chat says, Jay, have you watched Cat Planet Cuties anime since you have a cat?
Well, this is a dog, but he's
There's
cat
dogs in Cat Planet Cuties.
Oh, and he's being a mush. He's being a sleepy mush right now.
Aw.
But I have not seen Cat Planet. As far as animes that I've watched recently go, I am up to date with the Castlevania series. I have been casually watching Delicious in Dungeon.
Yes.
I've
That
watched
show's
an
so good.
episode of that.
I've been kind of friends with the guy who plays the thief. I met him at one of the conventions. We chit chat. He loves Faye, and we chit chat every once in a while online. Trying to think what other animes so my wife is not into them, and between most of my I listen to things more than I watch things because I'm usually drawing or working on designs or game mechanics or something. So as far as visual medium goes, like it has to be something my wife is interested in too. And since she's not interested in anime is like one of those things that like I'll watch on the rare occasions where she's out and I'm home because I'm usually the one that's out. But Castlevania, Delicious in Dungeon, I think that's probably about it. As far as modern stuff, I give you a long list from like the early '90s that I watched.
One that I would recommend to you, given all the gaming stuff, there's a few that feel very role-playing game-esque, and if you like Delicious in Dungeon, I would recommend Goblin Slayer.
Someone else has recommended that one to me before too.
But that's just me.
No, that's not just you. Somebody else recommended it. I just told you that.
No, that's one I genuinely liked, and I tried to get Doug to watch it, and he refused.
Oh,
I didn't refuse.
God.
I watched 2 episodes and was like, this is tough for me to watch.
I finished the stupid ecchi that Darren chose for me.
I plan on trying to get through it. I just have to find the time because my schedule recently has been insane with how much I've been working and helping my wife prepare for this competition.
I know, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Oh, I know.
But
And the Patriots got a field goal, so it's 3-0.
it's
I thought it'd be kind of cool if the whole game went 0-0 right to the end.
no, we've already had
We had
one.
I was gonna say we had a tie last week.
Yes, and the Patriots are in the red zone, and it looks like it's either going to be a tie game real quick, or they're going to go for it and get a touchdown.
So the craziness continues here as we bounce all over the place. Typical AZR
I was
fashion.
going to say this is different from normal. How?
I was gonna say this is the way it's been every time I've been on here.
I was going to say normally we're not live reacting to a football game, but normally it's other sports. But hey,
And on the plus side, we've since switching to YouTube and using StreamYard, we very rarely have had the technical issues of years past.
Ooh, it feels very smooth, guys. Very smooth.
there are no. I do believe the only time I have experienced technical difficulties was when my internet died.
Which,
But
would be bad no matter what service you were using.
that, God, seriously?
Darren can tell you what it's like when a computer reboots or internet goes down when you're on air with a guest.
Yep. And for those who care, the game is now tied at 3.
It's a nail biter.
It shouldn't be. But
We've got the undefeated Bills versus the 2-2 Patriots.
And if the Bills lose this game, there will not be an undefeated team because Philadelphia lost already today.
Yeah, go Broncos. I can't say that too loud because the Broncos beat the Eagles. And I'm in Eagles territory, so saying go Broncos, I got to be careful. But my wife's a Broncos fan, so.
All I'm gonna say to that is, I believe the Jets are still 0-5.
I hope so.
The Jets are the only team that don't have a win yet.
Can we keep it that way?
No, because once the Jets figure out that they're playing for the number 1 draft pick, they'll win a game. That doesn't matter at the end of the season. Probably against the Patriots.
I was gonna say, and they're gonna beat the Patriots. Yep.
Yeah.
Because that happened last year. The Jets were on their way to getting the number 1 draft pick, and they won the game they weren't supposed to.
Well, that's how the Patriots do it.
Well, Doug, they aren't going to Hotel California, but the Broncos are.
Oh, somebody's got to be going there.
Well, the 49ers somehow, despite all their injuries, only have 1 loss on the season. Speaking of California,
You're still early in the season though. It's early.
Yeah.
yeah, and when most of your first string is injured, how the hell do you only have 1 loss?
I don't know. They have a better second string then.
That's more where I was going with that. That's 100% where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Ask the Patriots how a 6th-round draft pick became the best quarterback in the NFL history.
That's what I mean.
And Doug, that is 100% irony. Bringing this full circle, that is because of the New York Jets.
I know. It's the only thing the Jets ever did right.
was they sacked Drew Bledsoe in the very last game of the regular season. Yeah.
No, it was like second game of the season.
No, it was
They entered
Tom
him
Brady
like
only
second.
played the playoffs.
No, Brady
Tom
played
Bra-
most of the season.
I thought it was only the playoffs. So at least
No,
that's the version
no,
I was told.
Bledsoe came back in the game in a playoff game against the Steelers.
Ross, I don't know who your team is, but a coach getting fired mid-season is never a good thing.
I think we may have lost Darren.
No, you haven't.
Oh, we haven't.
No, Darren's just letting us ramble about sports because reasons.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a sports person.
He doesn't want to hear about how bad the Patriots stampeded the Panthers last week. Razorback, so college football.
Okay.
But Jay, you'll be happy to know that I have been promoting the Kickstarter and telling friends about your game and stuff as well.
Yes, thank you.
We're
over 50%, but we're still got a good ways to go here. So
I actually sent my buddy who loves miniatures games, sent him a link to the Kickstarter, and his response back was, "It looks interesting," and then asked me if I'd played yet, and I said no, but I was hoping to schedule a demo, and he says he wants to be included when that happens.
Okay, that's it. Let's see what we're gonna do here.
Calendar open. Pretty much October is to a certain extent fairly open.
I kept it open for stuff. Let's see. What about the weekend of the 18th, 19th?
I could probably do Sunday.
The 19th, possibly.
Yeah.
I'll just put it as a possibility on here.
Saturdays 100% depend on other people's schedules that I don't have yet. But Sunday the 19th, and we can pick a game store, and I will then ping a bunch of people and get people to show up.
Okay.
And if you can, feel free to live stream it on the channel.
That will be dependent on whether or not technology wants to cooperate.
Totally understandable. But I wanted to put the option out there. That way we get a lot more coverage and people can see the gameplay.
So do we want to try to find some place between Plymouth and my hometown over here?
What part of the state are you in? Because I legit don't remember.
I'm in Wareham.
Okay, so you're south.
I'm south. I'm the last stop before you go to the Cape.
Okay. If there's a good spot between there and the city, otherwise, most of the stores I know are either north or west of the city.
Yeah. I'll take a look. It's in a book. I'll do a search. It wouldn't hurt anything to introduce ourselves to. I know there's a place in New Bedford that does a lot of miniature gaming, but it might be a little far for you.
Might be worth the adventure. I'm not sure how many people I can convince to go to New Bedford because my friends are kind of all over the place.
Okay. Well, why don't you send an inquiry out, see how far folks want to go, and and I will do a little bit of research and see what might be between us here. That would be like a half hour out of the city for you and a half hour towards the city for me. And
And
And we'll
go
see
from
about
there.
getting a game of Fake Courts in here while the Kickstarter is still kicking.
Yeah. Yay.
So again, if anyone finds it interesting, like I would, love to be funded. I mean, Fake Courts is happening anyway, but it's obviously Kickstarter success makes it a lot easier on my end. And obviously, if we hit stretch goals, it means I can make more stuff for the initial boxes of the game, which is always great. So again, if anyone finds it interesting, please check it out. Share it with your friends. Pledge if you can.
We said find Fake Courts on Kickstarter.
Yep, just go on the Kickstarter and type in Fake Courts, and it's got a nice purple and green cover image, which is easy to see. And you just check it out there. There's like a intro video, and then there's a gameplay. Yep, there's the good old intro video right there. And then there's a gameplay down near the bottom if you want to sit back and watch basically an hour of a game being played. You can watch me almost win, and then the tides turn, and then I lose.
So that's the demo right there.
Yep.
Of course, meet the crew. You were talking with Jay.
Yep. And I had mentioned Manny. He's the guy who helped design the miniature game. And then Sam Elliott is our 3D sculptor that's in the UK.
Risks and challenges.
Yeah, we always have to fill out something for that. So there's a risk that I might die and it might not happen. It's always a chance. I think Manny would still get it done for me, though. So we'd both have to die. Have to kill a whole bunch of people to stop this one.
That ain't going to happen.
Hopefully not.
Jay's going to live forever.
That's right. He's got to find a vampire and,
But a lot of cool things that you can get along with your pledges. So be sure to back him and help out reach his goal because the game sounds amazing.
It's easy enough that if you have friends that you just get together and play board games with, like on game night, you could sit down and play this on game night. You don't have to prepare for it. You can wing it. And see, that was a fairy joke right there.
I see what you
is this thing on? Testing 1, 2.
Now, Kai,
Okay.
have you done any tabletop gaming, or are you more of just the video game?
Not in a very long time. My friend's trying to get me into BattleTech.
A friend of mine just had his BattleTech army stolen. The police got it back though.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good.
I'm like he showed photos of the thing. I'm like, that's like what, $2,000 worth of sculpts, and goes, yeah, and about 2 years worth of painting. I'm like, oh boy.
Good Lord.
Nope. I'm poking at my gaming friends, poking at all of my gaming friends to get people to come out for this.
And I've shot a couple messages out on Discord to people I've talked to that have told me that they like tabletop gaming, and was like, you need to check this out.
Nope. I actually, yeah, that will be a tomorrow project. We'll be poking at other people.
Use a spork. They're not used to getting poked with a spork.
Sporks can be fun. Is it a spoon? Is it a fork? Nobody knows.
They're great to have as an emergency stash of plasticware in your car when you're have to eat lunch on the fly. Like, oh, I have spoon and fork, so I'm usually pretty safe.
But if you don't know what they are, come work for me. You will figure out what they are very quickly because that's all we have.
Oh, you not Taco Bell, right?
No.
Okay, because that's where I used to get them. They'd all be individually wrapped. So I just grab like a big fistful of them and shove them in my glove box. I'm like, got them for any emergency.
No, Bojangles.
Oh, okay.
The only time you get a fork and knife is if
Hey, watch your
you
language.
get a salad.
I had to bug Ines. He's not happy about it.
No, he's like, I'm here under duress. I think Oz went to bed.
We
I got another-
we
I got
haven't
a
seen you since Friday. You need the love.
Uh-huh. I
The
would say
look of disdain.
he just looks like out of it. He looks
That's
half
that's
asleep.
because he was sleeping on the couch, and I pet him. He was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Here, come here." He didn't want to, but I made him. So now he's just like, "Fine." Got to get. We'll help Jay get amused by showing cute animals: dogs, cats, Kaya.
This guy was sleeping. Oh, come here, buddy. Oh, you need a haircut. This guy needs a haircut.
Ah,
Can't even see his face under there. He's like, no, I want to go back to sleep. What are you doing? Say hi, everybody. This is Big B.
hi,
he's-
Big B.
He's like, I was just sleeping over there. Why'd you pick me up? To showcase you. Put you back down there. And go back to sleep. There you go.
Okay, a Halloween question for everybody.
Okay.
Do you guys have a favorite monster? Because there is a Netflix movie coming out called Frankenstein by Del Toro in November.
So Del Toro is one of my favorite monsters. So I love Del Toro. I've loved him since, gosh, I was in college, and his stuff wasn't even released in the United States. You had to have a friend import it from overseas.
A
I
Halloween.
guess
themed
favorite monster would fall under the same thing as favorite musical. It fluctuates, but I
Okay,
love a good monster movie.
What about Halloween? He says, wondering if you have a Halloween themed favorite monster.
Halloween themed favorite monster.
I would say Mocha the vampire.
See, I suppose that's where I chime in with what we what we were watching just before I jumped in was Wednesday, season 2 on Netflix.
Yep.
That is appropriately Halloween themed.
It is. It is.
It-
I love me a good werewolf. I feel like there have been very few and far between really good werewolf movies. I feel like they could definitely up that a bit.
They're too busy remaking all the superhero movies for the 5 millionth time.
Yep. This guy got jealous that I was holding the other one, so he came back.
Aw.
Everybody, how you doing?
I'm just trying to get comfortable on the couch again. Ross says Curse was a good 2005 werewolf movie.
The Marvel one, what was it? Wolf by Night. That was pretty good too. There's some movie on Hulu that popped this year called Werewolves. Don't know if it's any good, but we're gonna watch it. It's probably terrible, but it'll still be amusing anyway.
Yeah, no, sometimes terrible can be really awesome in its terribleness. Sometimes it's just so bad it's why the heck did I waste my time?
Yeah. Yeah, if it's not good, it has to be bad enough to be amusing because of how bad it is.
Because I think we've all got those movies that are just so bad you can't help but love it.
Yeah, we call those Jim Carrey movies. Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell.
Oh, you want a good, really bad and it knows it horror movie? Well, not even a horror movie. It's a parody of of all the classic sci-fi and horror drive-in movies. The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra is a great one. It's in black and white. It pays tribute to all those horrible drive-in things. Like there's a couple in it that are aliens. It's about the skeleton and his henchman that's trying to like get him things, and then there's the scientist, you know, and his girlfriend he's always too into science. You know, you're too into science. I know, but I'm a scientist, by golly. You know, that kind of stuff.
Sounds like Hoing Kyomo from the Steins Gate. Too obsessed with being a mad scientist.
Yeah.
But the premise sounds like it sounds like Scary Movie was the spiritual successor to this.
I guess spiritually, like they're related. I don't know if it's successor, but it definitely has
because Scary Movie was basically a parody of all of like the 90s and early 2000s.
Right. So this is kind of its own thing, but yeah, it's definitely it pays. It's just a tribute to all the cheesy stuff.
It's like a Mel Brooks movie, only horror.
Yes, and I find its humor kind of falls in the same category as something like Kung Pao. Wait, what did I just watch? What just happened?
In anime terms, we call it Fooly Cooly. What did I just watch?
One of the characters is actually called Animala because she is a cat that has been turned into a woman.
So Blair.
Yes, question for you, Jay, from John Knight. Have you seen the dub of Ghost Stories?
I have not.
That's a story.
Yep.
That's an experience in itself.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one of those anime that would not fly today if they were to dub it. And
I'm kind of curious to what it would have sounded like if they'd have dubbed it properly.
You know, like Akira. When I watched it, when I first pirated the imported VHS tape back in the day, the dubbing on it was what I knew of the story, and it is what that's what you knew. And then when they released the DVD and it was a different dub, different voices, they were saying different stuff, and I still get annoyed by it. I'm like, no, I just want it to be the way I remember it. Like, what are you guys doing here? I mean, I get it. You're explaining the story better. It's easier for Americans to understand this than the original dub. The original dub was probably more word for word what they were saying in the original Japanese. But then they we want it to be more mainstream in America. We need to explain it differently. So they changed a lot of what characters were saying, and it never sat right with me.
I feel like they've gotten better at trying to stay true to the English or to the Japanese side when they adapt them. But I know that it's very rare to find one that's word for word.
I kind of disagree. Based on the few dubs I've heard, I disagree entirely.
I know they try to do their best.
I know they try. I'm just saying.
But
well, I know for the voice actors, it's tough a lot of times. You don't even hear. That's one thing I was chatting with some voice actors, and it's like they don't usually get to hear the other people's lines. Like they're just reading their lines, and it's like, how do you know the way somebody else says something? How do you know how to properly react if you can't hear the other lines? Like because I did some voice work for a UK animation studio, and I found it so frustrating that I was reading my lines. A lot of the lines were on the script, but I could never hear the way someone else was saying them. So I never knew if my reactions were appropriate to their lines. And so I had to ask other people. I was chit-chatting with the people who did the voices for the Resident Evil redos and stuff. And they said, no, we very rarely get to hear any of the other lines. Like, it's just so difficult.
That's where you really need the director's direction and find out, okay, well, this is how it leads up to it. So you need to react in a certain way. And you got to hope you have a very good director for that.
Clarify that. Yeah, because it's theater background, again, like you feed off the other people that you're performing with. And that's how you add the depth to the characters and stuff. And then in voice acting, it's so difficult because you are alone. It's like you're getting no feedback, like no idea how someone else is saying a line because it could be said so many different ways.
That's another way. That's another reason that the subtitles are so much better than the English dub is because of the way they record in Japan. Is they will have if they will have 5, 6, 7. I've seen as many as 10 voice actors in the same room for a session. And then when it's they feed off each other, read their lines as their characters speak. They just walk forward to the mic, say their line, step back, let the next person go up to say their lines.
And that's what I imagined it was that way here. And I was like, is it weird that I'm just reading lines by myself? And then I talked to people and like, no, like that's normal. Like, oh, it's terrible.
I mean, I feel like the English dubs, if you want to make it better, do it that way. Try to get multiple people in the same room for the same. That way you get the general feed off of each other.
Well, a lot of times they don't even ever meet each other. Like they're all different places, and you just do your recording somewhere, whether it's at home or at a recording studio locally, and that's it. You know. Yeah,
I've talked to voice actors who, they'll voice in shows with so many other voice actors, and they never meet them or talk to them until they see each other at a convention. And they're like, "Oh, you were in this show, so was I."
Yep.
And it's like,
it's so weird because like you assume as the viewer that like they know each other forever. I mean, they've been on these adventures together for 8 seasons. Like, oh, they clearly know each other, and then you at the convention, it's like, oh, I just met so and so. That it's a strange thing.
It's crazy to think of, and like I said, that's probably one reason why the Japanese just flows a lot smoother than the English dub does.
Right. It's also a little easier there because, I mean, in general, Japan is a lot smaller. Most people are a lot closer to each other. So getting them all together to do something is easier than it is like in the United States when you get people, that live days apart,
Yeah, where you have, a couple of people recording in, Dallas, Texas. Somebody's recording from their home in Louisiana. You got a few of them recording from LA studios, and maybe somebody's up in New York. I got Jay in his bathroom recording,
Yep.
And then you have Kaya in the group. Kaya and the gang.
Yep.
Yep.
It sounds like a band. Kaya and the gang. And then we just have all of these characters show up for a Fae game at some point.
There we go. Kaya and the gang will all play characters. Of course, one of the gang will play a character named Kaya just to mess with Kaya.
Someone would do that.
That's what I expect.
Yep.
And then Angela would show up and play Maple.
I could. But I've done that. If anything, I'd pick a new character.
But it'd be neat to see how Maple would fare in the Fae universe. Maple is a character from an anime called Bofuri. I don't want to get hurt, so I maxed out my defense. Her friend talks her into playing a virtual reality MMORPG. She
And
has no
Darren
idea.
Darren got me lovely figure of Maple.
Aw. Is it
And
maple flavored?
No, but she does end up with a turtle named Syrup.
Okay.
So basically, the whole premise of this show is this girl who doesn't know what she's doing and doesn't want to get hurt, puts all of her stat points into defense, and in the process throughout the game becomes basically a final boss, to the point that the game creators try to nerf the game to keep Maple from getting stronger, to which she finds a way to get around it without knowing she's doing it. So she's very naive and becoming a final boss without having a single clue of what she's doing. Basically, the anime version of me, defeating the final boss, having no clue what I'm doing, playing Faye, but we did it. But it was a really good anime. That would be one I think you'd enjoy.
I'll add it to the list that I'll probably never get to.
Yeah. And that's one of the handful of animes that Darren, Angela, and I all agree on.
Yep.
It's rare to find one that the three of us agree on. Now we got to try to get Kaya in on finding ones that four of us agree on. That's gonna be even tougher. I look over at Kaya's eyes. Are like, I'm just gonna look over here and hide.
Cookie overdose, that's all.
I almost dropped the table. Kaya's hiding under the table. We gotta get Jay a VTuber model. He could start his own stream, have his own talk show as a VTuber while he's creating stuff. I would watch it. I would watch it. John Knight asking, what is my first impression of Eri from My Hero? I don't even think I know who that is.
I wouldn't. Eri was recent seasons.
Then no, because I stopped watching in early season 4.
You might not have encountered Eri.
An anime called Ross is saying that there's an anime called Gamers that I should check out.
Oh no. I know Gamers. It's not really about games. And in all honesty, it's an anime that never would have happened if people just talked to each other. And I'm not taking anything away from any of the voice acting work, because they did it. The voice actors did a great job. It's just the story writing. Like this is one I would agree with Angela being the story writing is terrible, and it's like misconception in the anime. This person thinks that person thinks this about somebody else, and everything is just backwards and wrong and off. And I don't think it's a bad anime, but it's the anime that wouldn't happen if people talked. And it looks like Kaya put the pigtails on to look like Kurumi for you, Darren. And
How are the Pats doing?
I just clicked over. I know Angela's got more probably updated score, but Patriots just got a first down from about the 6-yard line, 7-yard line with 37 seconds.
18 seconds. Patriots called a timeout. And the score is tied at 3 still. New England has the ball
In the red zone, so the Patriots will probably walk away. If they don't turn it over, we'll walk away with at least 3 points.
No, they either A, they'll turn it over, or B, they'll be held to another stupid field goal. What the?
Well, that's what I said. They'll walk away with at least 3 points without a turnover.
They're not getting a touchdown.
She says that, and then all of a sudden, boom, we have a touchdown.
No, it's still on a Patriots timeout.
Yeah, because the stream that I have is showing 33 seconds left.
I've got 18.
God, the time zone difference. It's crazy.
It's not even time zone. That's the thing. We're in the same time
Their
zone.
own delay, their own like delays, and then like the length of the commercials. Sometimes, like
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
there's always buffers. If you ever go watch a game live, it's so frustrating because like why'd they stop? It's because this commercial break's happening and like the momentum gets shot every once in a while. It's like because they gotta pause.
Yep. Affleck.
Aflac. That's right.
And Ross says talking about the anime gamers, says they talk about games, and in episode 8 play the board game live. There are other animes that have board games and talk about tabletop gaming, including A Sister's All You Need and After School Dice Club.
God, so many options.
Mm-hmm.
A Sister's All You Need, skip like the first 2 minutes of the first episode because it really has.
That's the test to see if you can survive just about any anime you watch.
it has no, like you'll watch it and be like, am I watching the right show? What the hell is this? And then you get to the actual show.
Yep.
But it's why Darren loves it so much.
Mm-hmm. It had some very interesting games, to be honest with you. It was worth it.
I thank everybody who tuned in during the middle of the week when we had a couple of gaming streams. Tuesday, like I know Wednesday nights, Angela, you're normally not around. Tuesday night, I wasn't sure if you were around or not, but that's why I didn't reach out about joining us while I played TCG Card Shop Simulator.
On Tuesdays, I throw axes.
That's what I thought. I figured Tuesdays. I knew Tuesdays you had something, and I thought Wednesday was one of your game nights.
And Ross is asking me if there's any anime for this season on my radar. Ross, I'm going to be honest. Husband and I haven't finished going through the list yet. Right now, it's literally just final season of My Hero Academia and new season of Spy Family.
And then she can watch her favorite genre, A Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Just why?
Because the more you try to push it away, the more we're going to try to push it on you. So just give up.
I mean, I could have went with the other one. That's ridiculous. My gift level 9,999 unlimited gotcha. Backstabbed in a backwater dungeon. I'm out for revenge.
That just screams light novel.
I'm sure it because it's a long title.
Yup, 100%.
And we also weren't able to get Angela in on the fall preview show. I think, which is why Ross was asking what you had on your radar.
Absolutely not much.
And then we have My Friend's Little Sister Has It In For Me.
That's the new
That
show.
I was going to say, that sounds like that title alone screams Darren.
Of course, continuing season, Spy Family 3 is on my list. Campfire Cooking in Another World Season 2, Tales of Wedding Ring Season 2, Isekai Quartet Season 3, and Kakario Bed and Breakfast for Spirit Season 2, Uma Musume Cinderella Gray Season 2.
John Knight points out that there's only 2 more days until like Amazon Prime Day or whatever.
Big deals there. You got anything ordered on Amazon Prime, James?
No, I've been focused on getting my own things together, producing them. I haven't really been shopping for anything else lately, so Unless they have more decking or something for my back porch at an amazing rate.
Hmm.
You never know.
I never do.
But we've got about 10 minutes left in the show. My God, time has flown. We want to give you a
Indeed.
chance
Wow.
to promote yourself, your game, anywhere people can find you, events coming up, any other shows you may be appearing on. This is a chance to plug away, as a shameless plugging section. And the floor is yours.
All right. Well, first and foremost, again, I have a Kickstarter for Fey Courts that is live until October 30th. We're a little over halfway there, and I would be able to sleep well at night if I knew we could finally make it. So anyone that's interested, even if you just like the minis, come join the Kickstarter. If you're curious about gameplay, there is a full video link on the Kickstarter page that you can actually watch a full game session. Again, you can watch me almost win, and then suddenly the dice decide to curse me, and then the other person manages to possess a couple of my characters and use them to beat my face in, and then I start running away from him and he kills me. Yeah. Spoiler, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry, I did a spoiler.
He was just kidding.
I was just kidding. I totally won. But so obviously Kickstarter is going on till the end of the month. In November, I have Saratoga Comic-Con, which I'm kind of a staple at.
Tell Sam we say hello.
I will tell Sam you said hello if I see him. He's kind of like a recluse at his own shows, usually lurking in the shadows. Like you might catch a glimpse. It's kind of like looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Chase at his shows. But that's happening in November. And then I start in February with a couple of local gaming conventions, Captain Con and Total Confusion, which are the two local shows that are always in February. That's how I start my year. I'll be debuting a couple new Fey one-shot adventures at those ones. I can tell you the names of them. So the two new adventures coming out next year, one of them is called HOA, Homeowners Assassination, where you're a group of Fae that live at a scrapyard, like a hoarder's house, and the homeowners association is evicting them. So it's your job to save that house by taking all the scrap, building your weapons, building your gizmos to deal with the enemy HOA director who lives next door, and then lay siege to his house. So that's one of them, and then the other one is called Fey and Fortune, which is basically a group of leprechauns that are down on their luck. So where do they go? Vegas, baby.
Because who doesn't love Vegas?
Totally, yeah. If I was suffering from financial woes as a leprechaun, you go to Vegas. So those are the two new ones coming out next year. That will be number 13 and 14 as far as one-shot adventures that I have for this game.
My gosh.
Yep.
I didn't realize it got that high.
Yeah.
I think last time we were talking, you were working on 5 and 6.
Yep. I've been doing basically 4 a year, except upcoming now that I'm doing Fey Courts as well. I'm going down to 2. But I have a couple other people that are writing ones. Somebody's working on one where you get sucked into video games called Fey and Busters.
Interesting.
It's being written by somebody else, but basically it's a gremlins are basically setting up booby traps in an arcade, and you have to deal with that. And then someone else is writing one that's going to take the Headless Horseman story and turn it into a Fey adventure, which is cool.
Ooh.
I think they were hoping to get that done for Halloween this year, but I think it's going to be more like Halloween next year. But so I have other people that are starting to write adventures too, which is great, and they're gonna run them at conventions and stuff. Makes it a lot easier for me. So there will be more options. I am reducing how many games I'm running at conventions next year because, again, now that I have Fate Courts, I want to be demoing that as well. So I have to kind of split my time between the two different games. But having other people pick up the slack and running games will supplement that nicely. So people can find me on social media. My name, as it's spelled here, Jay Mooers, Mooers, which is kind of a unique spelling. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'd say on X, but apparently I've been locked out of X, and I don't know why. I think it's just inactiveness on my account. It just kind of shut it off. So don't go there. But and then you can also go on to Discord. I have a Faye Discord channel that you can always check out and join. I post things there not as often as I should. But that's I think that's most of it at the moment. Again, I'll just reiterate it. The Fae Courts Kickstarter. If you're interested in both games, you can get them both at a pretty steep discount through the Kickstarter, as opposed to buying everything separately. That's what the big bundle on there is. So if you're interested in both the RPG and the miniature game, you get a very heavy package sent to you, full of all kinds of stuff at the big tier there. And then there are also going to be add-ons and hopefully stretch goals. There'll be a couple of other troops available that you can buy to play in the game.
And that'd be a great Christmas gift for any game-loving friends that you have.
Yes. So I've been promising to have it to everybody by February, but there is a possibility, and I don't want to promise it, but I am going to try to get everything out to everybody in time for Christmas. So, I mean, at the very least, I will probably present to everybody, like if you bought this game as a gift for somebody else, like a special signed print that I'll just send out to everybody, and then like it's saying like game coming soon, the kind of a thing, like a little collector card kind of thing, just so you can give that as the gift, and then you have to wait another month or so for the game itself. But I am hoping to get it out as quickly as possible. It's almost all finished. It's just, again, it's the funding and then the printing.
And the work is never done, right?
It never is. Never is.
We want to thank Jay for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure to have Jay Mooers join us. Like I said, it sucks that we're so far away from each other now, because I really enjoyed like the game nights that we would have and hanging out at conventions. And I know like my whole family misses you guys terribly. So at some point we'll figure out when we can get together and hang out again. But thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Always a pleasure. I love hanging out with you guys.
Of course,
Apparently
thank you.
We're going to do a hangout in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so if any of you are in the greater Boston area and want to partake in that, reach out and we will see what we can do to get you involved.
And just for fun, find a place in Plymouth.
That's like inconvenient for both of us.
Agreed.
But how funny would that be?
Oh, God.
Although if we make a sign that says not Plymouth and put it behind us, that would I feel like we need t-shirts that say not Plymouth.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight. As a reminder, we do have a Discord channel that you can come check us out on, that I try to stay active on. Just search for Anime-Zing Radio's server, where you try to post, stuff about the show, conventions. We have got a few different areas in there. Pop in, say hi, join us. We try to have fun in there, trying to stay more active than I have been in years past. Of course, big thank you to Angela, Darren, and Kaya for joining us as well. Always fun to have the whole gang here. And thank you to all the awesome viewers who have tuned in. Ross, John, I know Eli Tempest was in there, and I've seen a few people who have come and gone based off of the watching icon. Thank you to all of you awesome people who have joined us at some point tonight. Means a lot. Join us again next week when Angela, Darren, and Kaya have controls, because I will be working. But until then, this has been Anime-Zing Radio on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Have a great night.
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night.